Mama told me when I was young, come sit beside me, yeah, my only son. Well, listen closely.
Welcome to Skynyrd Shorts, part of the Southern Tales podcast and YouTube collection. So this is the first episode out of, how many you want to do episodes? 100?
Maybe.
Maybe 10, maybe 100, somewhere between 10 and 100.
There's going to be a number.
And they're going to be short episodes where we bring you something you may have never heard before, as we will today. Something brand new. Well, not brand new. It's 50 years old almost, it seems like.
Many years.
48 years old. Regarding Lynyrd Skynyrd and things of that nature, I have a huge collection of Lynyrd Skynyrd bootlegs and other paraphernalia that's kind of one-of-a-kind stuff. And we'll use some information we developed from other interviews and things, but we're going to have a good time. The title of today's episode is going to be...
Let's learn about Barry Harwood.
Barry Harwood. Most of y'all probably first heard of Barry when he came out as the guitarist and vocalist, really, with Rossington Collins Band.
He was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, and probably their biggest hit, he co-wrote and sang. Don't misunderstand me.
Very good.
So he was a vital thing to that. But let's talk about Barry Harwood a little bit more. He was 3 years old when his family moved to Jacksonville from North Carolina. His parents were fairly religious people, and he grew up kind of religious. And the first band he was in, this is another little piece of trivia for you Skynyrd fans that will come back later, is that the drummer in his first band, actually the guy who asked him to play in the band, was Derek Hess. When they were somewhere in their early to middle teens, I think it was. Derek Hess then had the favor returned when they formed Rossington Collins Band. Artemis Pyle broke his leg in a motorcycle accident. He was originally going to be the drummer with Rossington Collins Band, but they needed a drummer. Barry Harwood knew, guess what?
Derek Hess.
He knew Derek Hess, and so Derek Hess became the drummer for the Rossington Collins Band. Pretty cool, right?
Funny how everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, you know, in all communities, we live in Memphis, all music communities are pretty tight-knit, pretty close. It seems like most people know most other people, and it's just kind of a kinship, which is what Southern music was in the 70s with all those different bands. I always say that if you want to know anything about Southern music, listen to The South's Gonna Do It Again by Charlie Daniels, because if you were cool, you were in that song. So anyway, Barry Harwood was in Rossington Collins Band, and the next time we saw Barry was...
Tribute Tour 1987.
We saw the tribute tour at the Mid-South Coliseum, 1987, when Johnny Van Zant was lead vocalist. I thought that was special that night because Lacey Van Zant was there. He came on stage.
Thought he was in Nashville. A little embarrassing.
It was the same state, though, right? I mean, this is Lacey Van Zant. Whatever he says is cool with me. And Alan Collins was there.
Very special.
He was in a wheelchair, but he came out and waved to the crowd. And, when you look at interviews about Barry Harwood, he talks about Alan Collins. Well, let's save that for another episode. How about that? The cool thing we wanted to tell you tonight was that so Ed King leaves Lynyrd Skynyrd, right? So down to two guitars.
True.
Two guitars. What are they going to do? They need a third guitarist.
They're a three-guitar band.
Leslie West, who had a band called Mountain, who had a huge hit with Mississippi Queen, wanted to be in the band badly. And Ronnie Van Zant told him, "You're a great guitarist. You'd be great in this band, but there's one thing you're missing. You're not a Southern man." And Ronnie had a quote like, "To be a Southern man, you've got to be willing to walk on hot coals barefoot." And he didn't think somebody from north of the Mason-Dixon line could do that. So Leslie West was out. Who knows how many other folks wanted to be in that band, because at that time, we're talking 1970, late 74, early 75, They were the hottest thing going
Pretty hot band in the U.S.
in the world.
In the world, yeah.
I mean,
They were loved Japan and the world over. Germany.
Yeah, Europe loved Lynyrd Skynyrd. Anything that's kind of southern and bluesy, they were very much into. But Ronnie couldn't find the perfect fit, so they went on the Give Me Back My Bullets tour with just 2 guitars. I guess I got a little ahead of myself because, according to Barry Harwood, before that tour, they offered him the 3rd guitar spot. Did you know that?
Interesting.
Did you know that?
Did not know
I
that.
wonder how many people know that Barry Harwood was offered the spot by Ronnie Van Zant. Obviously, they'd known each other a lot through the kinship through Jacksonville music. Well, Barry said, I want to do it, except I've given my word to Melanie that I will go on tour with Melanie. And Melanie was about to embark on a European tour with Barry Harwood as her lead guitarist. I don't know if you know who Melanie was. To me, it's not really a fit for Southern music necessarily. But anyway, she was a pretty big pop star in those days. And she was the one who had the I've got a brand new pair of roller skates, right?
Not this true.
I've got a brand... Anyway, that does not sound like Lynyrd Skynyrd.
But Barry Harwood gave his word. He was not going to go back on his word.
And isn't that a Ronnie Van Zant thing?
I'm thinking that means a lot.
Yeah. So he went on tour, and he knew they went with just 2 guitarists. And according to Barry Harwood, well, I'm get ahead of myself again.
So we should do.
So we've unearthed this piece of music from Germany in 1975, where Barry Harwood plays with Lynyrd Skynyrd. Listen up.
God bless you. If you're from America, thank you very much. If you're from Germany, help yourself. It's an honor to be here. We got a friend of ours that comes from our same hometown. He's recently on tour with Melanie. She's over here. This is Barry Harwood over here on guitar, and he's old Swamper too. He's gonna play with us. We never played together before on stage, so we don't know what is gonna come out. But if you had a dime, you could call somebody to give a shit.
Okay, so we just heard that Barry Harwood was part of Lynyrd Skynyrd, sort of. He got an opportunity to play with the boys, and that was in Germany, Frankfurt, Germany, in October 22nd, 1975.
October 22nd, 1975. I mean, 2 years, almost 2 years to the date before the plane crash. So we now know that Barry Harwood actually did play on stage with Lynyrd Skynyrd in 1975. The rest of the story goes like this. In a Barry Harwood interview, he said that he fully expected that when he got back off tour with Melanie, that he would be able to join Lynyrd Skynyrd. But when he got back to Jacksonville, he found out they'd hired a guy named Steve Gaines.
This role had been filled with the most penultimate guitar player we could ever come across.
Steve Gaines, a young Stevie Ray Vaughan, ready to happen, right?
He brought fire back to the band. A lot of people say not believe it or not believe it, but he...
Wait, you're getting way ahead of us.
Sorry.
Steve Gaines is a whole another episode or 2 or 3. Anyway, thanks for watching episode 1 of the Southern Tales Lynyrd Skynyrd Shorts collection. Stay tuned for episode 2 very soon. See ya.
Thank you.